Hello everybody, we're back on the command block crash course world, and you may have seen that I built this after last episode. This is the intro, part of the intro, and if you press the button, it's a command block minecart rolls right into and explodes into that wall. I'm going to reset it. And I'm going to show you this. So how does this work? So whenever I press this button, I could break the command block minecart, which has got a, if I hit F3 plus B, you can see his hitbox is all the way up here for some reason. Every time too. Like, I don't understand. Normally, normal minecarts have their hitbox, you know, it's like inside of the actual minecart. But this just is from where I summon it, I guess. So the first command we have is fill, and it's at the coordinates of the two iron block hollow, and you notice it's hollow. Surprise. And this is because if you summon a piece of prime TNT inside of a block, it only explodes that block unless it has a really low blast resistance. So we've got hollow, so it can blow up more than just one block. Then we've also got this, which summons the command block minecart right at the coordinates, and it summons primed. The command is summon prime TNT, and it summons it inside of that. So you notice when I open this, that's no matter what, it's always the command. Now, when I press this button, there's nothing fancy going on here. It just powers this powered rail. Collect these blocks. And that's about all that button does. But below, we've got a lot more fancy stuff. So, this simply summons the armor stand. We'll get into more fancy stuff later when it comes to summoning things, but this is just so if I go into game mode 3, I can punch it and I can easily record something without it changing too much. And then also, before you do that, you press this, which you can see goes down there. It resets everything. The first thing it does is set your game mode to 3. Then after this line, it powers the rail, because the rail is on top of this block, I believe. No, it's above this block. And when it powers that, it unpowers, so this gets powered. You can see that. Then it goes and sets your game mode finally to 1. It's really simple stuff. Here we've got the command that summons it. So it's not actually, this command block minecart actually doesn't do anything. It runs over this detector rail, and then there's a delay of 3 redstone ticks. Then it summons the prime TNT and then kills the minecart. And we'll go into the how to read all that stuff later, but I just want to show how all of this works. And I think it made a pretty nice intro. So let's go work on something else. Okay guys, so the thing that we're going to be working on today is some sort of command block achievement system. So let's say the achievement we want is, let's say if they craft a clock, it'll give them the achievement telling time. Now, of course, it won't be like one of these achievements, but we could do some fancy stuff. Now, in my world, I only want one scoreboard, or I don't want any scoreboard objectives running if they don't have to be. So, I'm going to set up a safety system to make it so that it removes the objective if we don't want it to be running. So, first we need to learn how to use Scoreboard. So, Scoreboard, so we have three options: objectives, players, teams. The first thing we want to do is go through objectives, and then we need to add clock craft. Now you can put whatever you want here. You can put any variable, just about anything here. But what you want is, I believe it's stat.craft item Minecraft. Is it just clock? Yeah. So we've got that. And if we want to change the name of it to something like capital clock craft, we can do that. So what this just did is it added in the clock craft, and that's this. Now there's a whole bunch of different options. You can do dummy, which doesn't track anything. You can do health, total kill count. I believe there's deaths. Oh, maybe. And then you can do craft anything, and I think just about anything that's tracked in the statistics. And a few more things. So we want to copy this command into here. And I am running 1.10, but it's not too much different in most of the other versions. So this is the same. And if we do sidebar clock craft, and we get a crafting table, and we need gold, some redstone. Let's see if it tracks. Yeah. So now on the side it says clock craft is 1. And notice the thing that you put second, that's what's displayed on the side. This is what you use inside of the command blocks to test for the players and to add and remove the objective. Yeah. And so we want to command that if this is on, and I believe it's just remove clock craft. Everything after this doesn't really need it. So if I flick this, it'll remove the clock craft. That's fine. And so now, whenever we craft a clock, oh, of course, it did work. It's just you need a set display sidebar. There's also, for setting display, you can do list, which shows up in tab. Oh, we need the, so when you hit tab, it shows you that. And you've got sidebar, below name is just below your name. And then you've got sidebar of all the teams. And I believe that's all of them. Okay. So now we tell if they have crafted a clock. Now what we want to do, we want a repeat command block, and a score, and this is how you know if their score is what it is. So if you want to test for any player, you do score underscore the name of the objective, and then you could either do equals, and that's the maximum. So if it's more than 0, I believe I can it will not say hi because it's 1, and if I set myself to 0, it will spam hi, and this will output, because this only works if the minimum is 0, but we want the minimum to be 1, and we also need a maximum, or this is maximum, we need a minimum of 1. So only if it's 1 or more, and this is 1 or less. So they have this one overlap point that is 1. So now if I have it set to 2, it will stop running. Okay. That's cool. Now we need, I'm gonna set this like this actually, and we can set this to need redstone, so the lever here, as long as it's powered, this will be powered. And we need some chain command blocks. Let's say tellraw and we want to execute. Actually, we can do that here. Okay guys, I just finished typing it all out. And you change that to @A. So now I've got all of this text in. So it executes at all players with only the Clockcraft score of 1. And it says this fancy line of tellraw. It says any player who has only the score of Clockcraft of 1 has earned the achievement taking time. And it says craft a clock when you hover over it, something like that. So I'm going to flick that down, and so we get that. But the problem is, first of all, you see this, there's no space here, so let's fix that. Yeah, that looks better. And it keeps spamming it. When you earn an achievement, you don't have that problem. So what we're gonna do is kind of get an easy way. In conditional, makes this shape. That means only if this command is successful, which it is because it's spamming 20 times a second, will this command run. So if that command is successful, we're gonna do scoreboard players set any player who has a score of craft clock, and if it's minimum of 1 and it is 1, so only if the score is 1, we're going to set their craft clock to 2. Okay, so now it only says it once. Now it's not like a normal achievement where it says a bunch of fancy stuff, but this is all you really need. Okay, so we just added our own achievement, and it only took 4 command blocks, And really it only takes 2. But if you want to have it toggleable, so we kind of dived into command blocks pretty quickly, but I'm okay with that because command blocks or not command blocks, scoreboards, they're pretty fun, and they're very useful for a lot of things. This doesn't look good. Oh, I can't light them all. I'll just do this. So that was episode 2 of Command Block Crash Course. And yeah, that's about it. Thanks for watching.